Joey's song Land of the Free was released on January 20th, 2017, the date of Trump's inauguration. The theme has many references to political corruption and even mentions Trump by name. As the video starts, the title Land of the Free is advertised as a muscle car with an American flag drives carelessly through an empty desert setting, representing someone's ideal feeling of freedom. However, the dirt trail behind the car represents the wake of America's destruction and impurities. Joey Badass and the other people, which are all African American, have chains and handcuffs restraining them, which is an allusion to the theme of an unfair justice system caused by racial profiling.
Sometimes I think they don't truly understand me.
The line, sometimes I think they don't truly understand me. Joey indicates that he is his own person and he holds different views than most people. However, this does not bother him. The claim invokes pathos because many people have felt outcast at some point in their life. He is dressed in bright colors, standing still, while everyone else surrounding him is in all black, walking in circles, representing the blind obedience. Also, the American flag is draped around his shoulders, representing he is trying to raise America to a better place.
Because they don't.
The flag that Joey is holding is made of a bandana-like material, which represents gang violence in America. Gang members often wear certain colors or bandanas to show their allegiance to their gang. The colors do not mix. There are 3 individual colors with their individual sections on the flag. This represents that not only do gangs not mix, but society as a whole doesn't mix. Different people have different social statuses and ignore people and others.
Can't change the world unless we change ourselves. Die from the.
Here, Joey is preaching to the youth. It's the first reference to an ongoing theme, calling upon the youth to spark social change. This shows ethos and builds his credibility because Joey is not simply complaining about what's going on in America, but showing that he's taking proactive, long-lasting steps to ensure a brighter future for the next generation of Americans.
Die from the sicknesses if we don't seek their health.
Here, Joey references Mahatma Gandhi, a peaceful social activist that he respects and admires. Gandhi said, "It is healthy to be reminded that the strongest might weaken and the wisest might err." Joey connects us to modern America by explaining that there is nothing wrong with asking for help when needed.
Eyes be my witness when I speak was felt. Full house on my hands, the cards I was dealt. 3 Ks, 2 A's in America. I'm just a black space born out the nebula.
The 3 Ks, 2 A's, and black spade all relate to a metaphor comparing America to a deck of cards. The 3 Ks, or kings, 2 A's, or aces, relate to a full house, which is a very good hand in poker. However, the 3 Ks could also relate to the KKK, a racist group that Joey is trying to fight. It's up to the listener to decide whether they think that Joey feels fortunate to have the cards that he was dealt, or at a disadvantage because racism, like the KKK, still exists.
Everything I do or say today that's worthwhile will for sure inspire action in your first child. I begin my first now. Sometimes I speak and I feel like it ain't my words, like I'm just a vessel channeling inside this universe. I feel my ancestors invested inside it.
Here, Joey uses a simile to compare himself to a boat. The vessel he's referencing is himself, and he's carrying his ancestors just as passenger vessels often do. He's carrying their intentions to spark social change and create a better America that they might not have gotten to do. Moreover, vessels are often navigated by stars, and stars have a very close connection to deceased ancestors. Joey is implying that he's guided by the intentions of his ancestors that he never got to meet, or Joey uses carefully selected words, or diction, to further emphasize his point that racism is prevalent in American society. The word arrested has very similar meanings to captured or trapped or contained in the scenario. However, Arrested emphasizes police brutality and the unfair justice system of America.
It's like they want me to shoot my chance and change the society, but how do I go about it? Tell me where I start. My destiny rerouted when I chose to follow heart.
Joey uses rhetorical questions that demonstrate the extent of problems in America. According to him and his lyrics, there are so many issues that need to be addressed that he doesn't know where to start. He wants someone to help him find the starting point so that he can build a new America which is fair for all from the ground up.
You told to follow suit, but tell me what it do for you. Except when you down, now you trapped inside the cubicle they built for us. The first step in the change is to take notice. Realize the real gains that they tried to show us. 300 plus years of them cold shoulders. Yet 300 million of it still got no focus. Sorry America, but I will not be your soldier. Obama just wasn't enough, I need some more closure. And Donald Trump is not equipped to take this country over. Let's face facts, cause we know what's the real motives.
Joey explains that many Americans are naive to the racism that tarnishes American history. Improvements to America cannot be made without acceptance of the ugly parts of U.S. history. The music video includes the kids nodding their heads, showing an understanding that they need to take notice of all the problems of racism in America and realize that the false authority that previously existed was unrighteous. Joey begins to use an anaphora with both lines starting with 300, and this shows the scale of denial occurring in America and that racism has been practiced in America for almost 3 centuries. However, the citizens are not inspiring change. With Obama being the only black American president history has seen, he serves as an advocate for African Americans across the country. However, his presidency wasn't enough to fix the countless years of racism and inequality in America. When Joey talks about how Donald Trump is not equipped to take the country over, he's trying to say that someone else has to take over and do a better job of running the country.
Saying that he will not be a soldier for America, Joey shows that he does not have enough respect for America, and therefore will not fight and risk his life for a country that he does not respect. He also uses an extended metaphor referencing the cards when he uses the phrase follow suit, questioning a person and asking him if conforming to society had a positive impact on him.
Cause we know what's the real motives. In the land of the free is full of freeloaders. Leave us dead in the street to be the organ donors. They disorganized my people, made us all loners. Still got the last names of our slave owners.
Joey uses the repetition of free to indicate that we should create a reform for freedom among all people. And when he also says they disorganized my people, he refers to the people as the African American community. And when he says they, he is hinting towards the white people and how they segregated them. And also when he refers to the last names of our slave owners, he's referring to his ancestors and the struggles that they went through with slavery and racism, sort of saying how the slave owners still own a part of his identity.
The free is for the freeloaders. Leave us dead in the street to be the organ donors. They disorganized my people, made us all loners. Yeah.
When Joey speaks of how in the land of the free it's for the freeloaders, he's basically saying that hard workers and caring people provide for the freeloaders when really we should be both helping each other. He then goes to say that the problems with the socio-economic factors of the African American people is prevalent in the passage, where Joey talks about how society leaves them dead in the streets, meaning that they are left behind. He then uses the rhyming words donors and loners to convey that African Americans must donate their organs and love to society just to be made an outsider.
Yeah, we can't change the world unless we change ourselves. Die from the sicknesses if we don't seek the help. All eyes be my witness when I speak with faith.
Joey is trying to say that change for society starts with changing ourselves and the values we have, and overall society will fail if we don't try to change it.
Full house on my hands, the cards I was dealt. 3 Ks, 2 A's in America. I'm just a black space born out the nebula.
Joey uses an extended metaphor here, using several terms that all relate to a standard deck of cards, including full house and spades. He also references America with 3 Ks to Ice Cube's album America's Most Wanted, which released in 1989 and is often considered as one of the greatest hip-hop albums of the modern era.
Everything I do is say today that's worthwhile, will for sure inspire action. Trickery in the system, put my niggas in prison. All our history hidden, ain't no liberty given. We all fit the description of what the document's written. We've been lacking the vision and barely making a living.
In this scene, there is a clear divide of people with Joey standing in the middle. On the right stand white businessmen and police officers, all armed. On the left stand a group of African Americans chained together. The scene overall is very broad, and with the desert being so open, this really emphasizes the divide between black and white. The colors in the scene reflect red, white, and blue, red for the desert ground, white for the sky, and mountains for blue. This symbolizes the overall idea of oppression in America and how the African Americans are literally being oppressed while in a scene with colors depicting the colors of the American flag. As the video advances to the scene, Joey's lyrics state, "Trickery in the system, all our history hidden, ain't no liberty given," representing how in America, the system is unfair in comparison to white people, and even through all of history and all of the struggles African Americans have been through, they have still not been given full freedom and liberty. The trickery in the system put my people in prison could also be representing more current day ideas with racial stereotypes, where the judicial part of America seems to be biased against African Americans or other minority groups.
This image shows multiple African American people standing with handcuffs on. This proves that they are prevented from doing certain things and they are held back by the rest of society. They all have a depressed look on their face, and they are looking at the white people across from them with the guns, almost asking for mercy with the look in their eyes. They are wearing all black clothing, representing the depressed state that they are in and the fact that they do not have any hope for what their life holds. At this point, Joey states, "We've been lacking the vision and barely making a living." This is a reference to the fact that African Americans are barely surviving based on how society functions at this point.
Living, we too worried to fit in while they been benefiting. Every time you submit it, we all guilty admitted. The law won't get you acquitted, but you still ask for forgiveness. Put opiates in syringes, then inject its religion. Now many times I gotta tell you I'm a man in the mission. Many times I gotta tell you I don't need no permission. A human with supervision ain't no living condition.
This shows multiple white men who are standing across from the black people with guns pointing towards them. 3 of the men have police uniforms on, and the other 2 men look to be part of the government, which references the idea that the government hurts the African American population and they do not treat them equally and give them equal opportunities. Also, the first man on the line is wearing a nice watch, which contrasts the African American people across from them who are in handcuffs. The watch represents the power and the money that the white people have that the African Americans do not have a chance to get. Put opiates in syringes, then inject his religion, is alluding to the Karl Marx quote, "Religion is the opium of the people." This idea relates to the belief that religion functions with the people similar to how a drug could in a sick person, where they can feel immediate relief and provide them with the will to carry on, and sort of blind them from the struggles in life. Although this can have multiple interpretations, this quote could be referring to the concept where religion prevents society from seeing the real issues concerning the political and social abominations in our world. Another interpretation could be that people automatically abuse the Lord's forgiveness to justify their illegal actions and are blind to that. In this scene of the video, the story advances and the white businessmen and officers begin to shoot at the chained prisoners on the opposite side, one after another. The video actually shows them being killed, and this could be seen as a metaphor for police brutality without control or liability. This scene also represents the abundance of racism found in America, with the majority of the prisoners being African American. The line, "How many times do I gotta tell you I'm a man on a mission," relates to the theme of Joey taking it upon himself to make changes for the betterment of America. "Many times I gotta tell you that I don't need no permission." In this phrase, there's the use of anaphora with the repetition of many times, and this overall emphasizes the fact that he has tried really hard to make a change in society. Finally, in the line, "Or human with supervision ain't no living condition," in this line of the song, Joey compares himself to someone with supervision through a metaphor. He is saying that he's able to see things that others may not be able to, such as the corruption in society. He has the ability to see the truth and avoid all of the nonsense society and even the government places in our minds.
Reaching out to my children, just hoping that they would listen. Start a new coalition against corrupt politicians.
At this point in the video, it pictures a man with his head down looking like he knows what's going to happen to him. His face proves that it is almost expected for African Americans to face situations with the police or government where they are mistreated. While this man is pictured, Joey states, "I'm reaching out to my children just hoping that they will listen, start a new coalition against corrupt politicians." By saying this, he is recognizing that his generation has been mistreated by these people and has done everything that they could have to create change. And now it is up to the next generation to fight back. He is also making the point that the current government system is not fighting for all people. They just want to benefit people similar to them.
This is not enough out the prison, too many murder convictions. Nothing family evicted, nothing black man the victim. That's as real as it's getting.
Now pictured is a single white man in the group standing across from the group of police and government representatives. He is the only person that does not have a gun pointed at him, but yet he looks terrified. Joey's making a statement that the white population in our society do not know what African Americans have to go through, and once they see it, they are mortified. While this man is pictured, Joey states, "Another family evicted, another black man a victim." This was one of the people who was not shot in the row, and this represents the idea that African Americans and white people are placed on different standards within our society.
This is getting it, you should take recognition. And the land of the free is full of freeloaders. Leave us dead in the street to be the organ donors. They disorganized my people, made us all loners. Still got the last names of our slave owners.
The bullets from the group of police, businessmen, and government representatives are now all aimed at Joey, but unlike the others that were shot at, the bullets are bouncing off of him. At this point, he is repeating the chorus and says, "Leave us dead in the street, then be your organ donors." This continues the theme in the song that our government is corrupt and is a description of what he feels the government does to African Americans. They just let them die on the streets in the terrible neighborhoods they live in and never actually try to help them. So when the bullets deflect off of him, he is saying that he is not going to let this happen to him anymore. He is going to make a difference and try to create change for others around him.
In the land of the free is for the freeloaders. Leave us dead in the street to be the organ donors. They disorganized my people, made us all loners. Yeah, we can't change the world unless we change ourselves. Die from the sicknesses if we don't seek the help. All eyes be my witness when I speak was felt. Full house on my hands, the cards I was dealt. 3 Ks, 2 A's in America. I'm just a black space born out the nebula. And everything I do is say today that's worthwhile. Will for sure inspire action in your first child.